out loud. Okay, so, I can put it up on. As you can probably hear, there's a thunderstorm going on around us, or you might be able to hear at some point. There's a thunderstorm going on. I'm in Florida, so there's daily rainstorms and thunderstorms. I did do a live feed earlier this morning, as you can see from my YouTube channel. I'm doing a second one because I've made some progress and the connection is better than we had this morning, and my head might be working a little bit better now that the storm is actually here. So we're just trying again. I'm going to have to post about it on a couple of different sites, let people know, include an audience, and get back to work. But what I was trying to say at the beginning of the last video was, anything that you see me working on, or anything that you see in my website, excuse me, the storm's still bugging me, my head, anything you see here on YouTube or in my on my website that you find interesting, please let me know if you're interested in it, and I can put you in contact with the people that you need to talk to set up a payment plan or a purchase plan, or to just purchase outright. I primarily work with a guy named Jay Luiz right now and down in Miami. He's down on Biscayne Blvd in Miami at Antiques and Design Mall, I think it is. A really nice guy, really easy to work with. We try and make it so everybody feels like they're winning, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I just lost the two people who tuned in, so I'm going to shut the F up, get to work. First I'm going to put on a book. I'll be right back, and that's about it, and blah blah. Blah blah.
Well, you said I wanted to risk my own life or anybody else's life. They would kill a black man for looking at a white woman in the South in those days. They'd hang him. And the girl, they'd run her out of town. Who wants trouble like that? But as I became a teenager, I wanted the same things any teenage girl wants. I wanted love, nice clothes, a date. I never had that. My life was the store. My life hadn't changed since elementary school. The only break I got was when Mama would send me to her relatives in New York during summers. But in fact, my responsibility for the store...
Thank God it started to rain. My arm was killing me. Come on. I got to do a little live feed on Facebook. Oh, I'm sideways now. Hi. Oh, now we're right side up. Oh, yep. Hi. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm doing a second live painting session on YouTube. This morning was kind of bizarre and a tiny bit of a train wreck. So I'm doing a second live feed. Plus, I made some progress on alopecia, and feeling a lot more confident than I was a little while ago. So if you'd like to paint along and have a studio mate in another state, I'm here, and I'm waiting for you or for something. Okay, more coffee. More coffee, I think, is in order. See ya. Ciao. I didn't go live. This is the wonder of being me. Okay, never mind. It's ridiculous. I'm ridiculous.
Through after my fit. I'd sit on the balcony chastising myself 1,000,000 times for what I'd done, and waiting for the Klan to come kill him and for my father to kill both of us. But the days passed and nothing happened. I said to myself, we're lucky no white folks know about us. I was sure none knew. Some black folks knew, some of Peter's friends, but none of the white folks knew. None except for one. There was one white person who did know. Peter and I used to meet in an alley behind the store, and one night we were back there arguing about what to do, and I dropped my bracelet on the ground. It was a cheap little dime store bracelet, but I bought it with my own money and I liked it. It was pitch black there, and we couldn't find it without a match or a light, so we left it. When I went out there to find it the next day, it was gone. Mama came up to me in the store a couple of days later while I was standing behind the counter and placed the bracelet on the counter. Real quiet, just placed it on the counter and went back to her little chair by the door, where she always sat in her apron, sorting and stacking vegetables. Why don't you go to New York this summer to see your grandmother? She said.
Chapter 12. Dad. At some point in my consciousness, it occurred to me that I had a father. It happened around the time my younger brother Hunter was 5 years ahead of Hunter. And while the arrival of a new baby in the house didn't seem to shake anything, Hunter was the 11th child. It was the first time that an elderly, slow-moving man in a brown hat, vest sweater, suspenders, and wool pants seemed to float into my consciousness. He picked up Hunter and held him in the air with such delight. It made me happy to watch him. His name was Hunter Jordan Sr. And he raised me as his own son. As a small boy, I was never quite aware of the concept of father. My real father, Andrew McBride, died before I was born. I was lorded over by Mommy, my older siblings, friends of Mom, and relatives on my father's and stepfather's sides who, years later, I would recognize as guiding forces in my life. Out of this haze of relatives and authority loomed the dominating presence that would come and go. My stepfather worked as a furnace fireman for the New York City housing, fixing and maintaining the huge boilers that filled the Red Hook housing projects where we lived in. He and Mommy met a few months after my biological father died. Mom was selling church dinners in the plaza in front of our building at 811 Hicks Street when my stepfather came by and bought a rib dinner. The next week he came back and bought another, and another, and another. He must have been getting sick eating all those ribs. Finally, one afternoon, he came by where she was selling the church dinners and asked Mom, "Do you go to the movies?" "Yeah," she said, "but I got 8 kids, and they go to the movies too." "You got enough for a baseball team," he said. He married her and made the baseball team his own, adding 4 more kids to make it an even 12. He made no separation between the McBride and Jordan children. My siblings and I never thought of or referred to each other as half-brothers and sisters. For the powerless little kids, myself included, he was Daddy. For the mid-level executives, he was sometimes Daddy, sometimes Mr. Hunter. For the powerful elder statesmen who remembered their biological father well, he was always Mr. Hunter. The older ones liked to make fun of Mr. Hunter. The slow way he moved, the southern accent. "Grrr, grrr," they'd say when he was out of earshot. But they loved and appreciated him. When I was about 6 or 7, he came to our apartment in Providence, piled us into his car, and drove us out to St. Albans, parking in front of a large pink stucco 4-bedroom house, and disappearing inside while we played in the big front lawn. tearing out the grass and rolling around in the leaves. It was fall, and leaves were everywhere. After a while, he came outside and sat on the stoop and watched us play. He tore the grass to shreds, crushed the neatly manicured bushes, stomped the flowers, and cracked one of the house's windows with a rock. After ravaging the lawn for about an hour, one of us had the presence of mind to ask him, "Whose house is this?" He laughed. I never saw him laugh so hard. He had just spent his life savings to buy the place. He was a gruff man with a good sense of humor, quiet and stuck in his way. He liked neatness, which meant our St. Albans house was out of bounds for him. However much he loved us, he couldn't live with the madness in our clean zone, preferring to keep his old digs at 478 Carlton Avenue in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. He came home only on weekends, striding into the living room with bags of groceries, Entenmann's cakes, a pocket full of dough, and a real live automobile parked outside, in which he often piled in as many of us as would fit to take us back to his brownstone for the weekend. We loved staying in his house in Brooklyn. It was old and dark, and filled with antique furniture, cookies, and Nat King Cole records. His father was a black man, a railroad brakeman, and his mother a Native American, so he had a lot of Indian in his face. Brown skin, slanted brown eyes, high cheekbones, and a weather-beaten outdoor look about him. A very handsome dude. He was educated in a one-room schoolhouse and raised on a farm in Henrico County near Richmond, Virginia. And his family, the Jordans, were easygoing folks. Beneath their cool exterior, however, was a rugged breed of black men he did not want to cross. Tough, grizzled men whose strong brown hands gripped hammers tightly and whose eyes met you dead on. Those hands could fix anything that cranked, moved, pumped heat, moved water, or had valves, vacuums, or wires. He fled Virginia around 1927 or so, with Jim Crow hot on his tail, so to speak. A white sheriff had locked him up for peeking under the tent in a traveling circus without paying. And when the sheriff went to lunch and inadvertently left the cell door open, Daddy eased out of the jailhouse and caught the first thing smoking. He never returned to Virginia for good until he died. He met up with his brother Walter in Chicago, where he was fleeced and pickpocketed from the time he hit town to the time he left. He worked in slaughterhouse work, moved up to Detroit where he shined shoes with his brother in a barbershop near the Ford plant. He shined one of Henry Ford's shoes while Walter shined the other, and on to Brooklyn, New York, in the Roaring Twenties, where the brothers made a living selling illegal booze for a while. He was out of his apartment one day when one of his liquor-making stills broke and spilled so much liquor onto the floor that it leaked downstairs into the apartment below. The guy living downstairs held his glass under his light fixture and got dead drunk, wandering into the street while my stepfather tried to reel him in. The cat was out of the bag, and not long after that, he was raided. He jumped out his back window, holding 2 5-gallon jugs of beer, right into the arms of waiting federal agents. He did time for it, something neither he nor Mommy ever told us about, though I always wondered how a guy who seemed so unsophisticated could be so clever at checkers. I never could be. Altogether, there were 4 brothers, he, Henry, Walter, and Garth, and they epitomized old-time cool, suave, handsome black men who worked hard, drank hard, dressed well, liked fine women, knew money. Daddy's favorite was Walter, the most fun-loving and gregarious of his brothers. He'd always be happy. And when we walked into his hospital, it was a brutal shock. He He was laid out in hospital white. His face was slightly twisted. He could not talk. He could not move his right arm or right side. His hands, strong, brown, veined hands, I've seen gripping wrenches and tools and pipe fittings hundreds of times. It's nearly limp, covered with IV guards and connected to an IV. Mommy sat by him in silence, her face ashen. Kathy, who was always his favorite, walked into the room, saw him, and backed away from him, horrified. She could not look at him. She sat on a chair near the window and stared outside, crying softly. He raised his hand to comfort her and made some sort of horrid gurgling speech noise to get her attention. She finally came over to him and laid her head on his chest and wept uncontrollably. I walked out of the room, wiping my tears, staggering toward the elevator, covering my eyes so no one could see, as nurses and hospital aides backed out of my way. He came home from the hospital about a week later and seemed to get better. His speech, though slurred, returned. He sat in his basement headquarters recuperating, while we crept around the house and Mommy walked about silent, eyes still red, on edge. One day, he summoned me downstairs and asked me to help him dress. "I want to take a drive," he said. I was the oldest kid living at home by then, my other siblings being away at school. He put on his sweater, wool pants, hat, and blue peacoat. Though ill and thin, he still looked sharp. Slowly, he mounted the stairs and stepped outside. It was May and brisk, almost cold outside. We went into the garage and stepped into his gold-colored car. "I want to drive home one more time," he said. He was talking about Richmond, Virginia, where he grew up. But he was too weak to drive. So he sat there behind the wheel of the car, staring at the garage wall. He began to talk. He said he had a little money saved up for Mommy and a little land in Virginia, but it was not enough. He said that since I was the oldest living at home, I had to watch out for Mommy and my little brothers and sisters, because all are special, he said. They're just so special to me. It was the only time I ever heard him refer to race in any way, however vague. It didn't matter, because right then and there, I knew he was going to die, and I had to blink back my tears. I wanted to tell him that I loved him, that I hoped with all my heart that he would get better, but I could not formulate the words in my mouth. We had never spoken that way to one another. We joked and talked, but his chief concern had always been my schooling, and church work, as he called it. He was not a man for dialogue. That was Mommy's job. 2 days later, he suffered a relapse. An ambulance came and got him. About 4 in the morning, the phone rang. My sister Kathy and I lay upstairs and listened. And through what seemed to be a fog, I heard my older brother Richie telling Mom, "It's all right, Mom. It's all right." "It's not all right. It's not all right," Ma cried. She wailed.
Well, this is going a lot better than it did this morning.
take insulin every day, which my Aunt Betsy...
All right, this is going much better than it did this morning, so I'm going to keep going as long as the battery is charged. I've got about 9–10% on the battery, so there's not a lot of time left. But I'm just going to keep going anyway. I fully reshaped her. I'm much happier than I was with her yesterday, the day before, or even this morning. But what I wanted to say is we're listening to two things: a thunder and rainstorm, which is kind of one thing, and The Color of Water by James McBride. I go to the library a lot. I know James McBride, but I go to the library a lot and just pull out audiobooks so they help me to keep moving, keep working when I get tired. I can focus better. So I go in, and usually I take books off the bottom shelf because they're unlistened to and nobody sees them, and you never know what you're going to find down there. I like the things that are a little bit more difficult and out of the way. So I sometimes just pull books out and I'll read the back and go, oh, New York's in the description, it's fine with me. So this is a big surprise, and I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I don't care. It's just keeping me moving. And it's making me a little uncomfortable in places, but I like things that make me uncomfortable too, make me think in new directions and make me philosophize about what's making me uncomfortable, try and scrutinize my ideas. So it's a little, it's okay, but it's not horrid, and there we are. And so I'm going to keep painting. Okay, the battery's definitely going to go, but this session has been particularly productive for me. I hope it's been the same for you. Let's see if we can... Yeah, okay, let me put this down. Hold on. Or eye level. Nope, still doesn't make a difference. But it has been particularly productive. I'm really happy with her dress. I'm getting the sheen. It's a rubbery kind of material, I don't know, but I really love it. I'm getting the sheen and the highlights that I like. I've been able, using my stool and going up and down myself, as I've talked about the past few days, I've been able to reshape her face and make it more alopecia. I'm just really, really excited about this. So I'm going to keep going off camera with it. I'm going to keep filling in the backgrounds, which have been really helped it. Filling in the backgrounds helped it to turn. I did want to put clouds in. I just wanted a real dreamy, surrealistic, poppy kind of, I hate to say that because it's used in the most inappropriate ways today, but poppy, something, Club Kid. I wanted a real Club Kid look instead of, just standard. So the Club Kid fantasy world is what I want in there, and something that really strikes you. So I think we're getting there, though. Hopefully by later tonight I'll have alopecia in the next few hours. I'll have alopecia all done. Another project I can take off the table. I can finally sign and turn around against the wall to dry it and call it a day on this one. I'm pretty proud. Anyway, I hope your projects are going well, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's my first day at my new job, and we'll be doing this again on Saturday, I think, on YouTube Live. All right, I'll see you guys then. Have a good week.